So in today's video, we're going to do somewhat of a sequel to the live stream that I did last week talking about using the RED Komodo with the Zhiyun Weebill-S. And I'm happy to announce once I made some configuration changes, not only does it work, but it works pretty well with the Weebill-S. More on it after this. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Geoff Fagien. I'm a filmmaker and director of photography based in South Florida. And in today's video, we are going to talk about using the RED Komodo with the Zhiyun Weebill-S. And I gotta say, I'm very happy with it. If you saw the quick live stream I did last week, you noticed that I used it, but it had some limitations. I was able to get some cool footage, but realistically, it just wasn't the easiest setup to use out in the field. So I did some research and I looked at how some Ursa Mini Pro users were actually mounting their Ursa Mini Pro on the bigger brother of the Weebill-S, the Crane and the Crane S now. And they were actually mounting it in reverse. So I figured, I'd take the Komodo, mount it in reverse, and it worked out pretty well. So right now the gimbal is in follow mode. So as long as you're doing smooth movements, really not an issue in follow mode. You can also use it in tilt lock mode. And in tilt lock mode, for the most part, you can do some pretty cool stuff. You are a little bit more limited in the tilt lock mode, but you're much less limited in this mode than you were before using the normal configuration. As you can see, the batteries aren't really obstructed. Another cool thing is the SDI port is no longer obstructed from the motors. So if I wanted to, I can hook a monitor up right here and hook up a monitor into the Komodo, which is a really cool option. Not sure how often I would do it as it increases the bulk, but it is an option that's there. So you can use the tilt lock mode. Again, you just have to be cautious because the motor will hit the lens if you're not paying attention. However, most of the time when I'm in this mode, I'm using it in this two-handed configuration and it's down like this, which is what led me to believe I could set the gimbal up like this. So what I did was I set this up last night. I liked the way it was working. So I went and I did some test footage this morning. Now, just to let you guys know, the weather wasn't amazing, but I wanted to just test the gimbal to see how it works. So what I did was I actually set the aperture to, I think, f/18. So a lot of stuff is in focus. So it's not the prettiest footage you'll see out of the Komodo, but the test was really just to see how the gimbal works, because I've seen a lot of videos of people saying they could balance their camera on the Weebill-S, and then we see the footage and it just isn't acceptable. I really did like the footage coming out of it. Again, the weather wasn't amazing, but it was nice to test it to just see how it works. And I'm very happy with it. So the next test is going to be bringing this thing out wake surfing later on this week in much nicer condition. This weekend, the weather's supposed to clear up, supposed to be nice and sunny. So we'll actually get to test the Weebill-S in much nicer lighting conditions. The other thing I want to try is putting the Sigma on this, but I highly doubt that will work. I'm thinking that this Tokina 11-16 is probably still the heaviest lens I could put on this setup. Wanted to let you guys know about setting up the RED Komodo on the Weebill-S. I'm super stoked with how smooth the footage looked, and I can't wait to test it out in better lighting conditions later on this week. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'll get to them as I see them. And if you guys like this video, please make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe and notification bell. And until next time, my name's Geoff Fagien. I'll see you guys in the next video.